Before you begin building your Megawood deck or terrace, you should first take a look at the accompanying instructions in the manual. It contains everything you need to know, for example, different deck constructions, as well as the details and material qualities of your product. Please adhere to the laying guidelines and only use original Megawood accessories to maintain the validity of your warranty. A 50 square meter deck area to be covered using Megawood solid floorboards. You should consult a specialist about any important and necessary foundation work, someone who can ensure the correct completion of your project. When building terraces, an incline of 2% has to be observed so that any water can flow away from the building. The floorboards should also be laid so that the grooves follow the incline to optimize the cleaning effect of rainwater on the floorboards. The deck area base should be frost-proof and sealed with gravel or a ballast bed. Additionally, correct drainage must be allowed for or accommodate it. The area should then be covered with 10 centimeters of fine gravel to make it easier to compensate for minor irregularities. Here too, please observe the incline. Now use the concrete securing slabs recommended in the brochure as the foundation of the terrace. The slabs should be laid out at intervals of about 60 centimeters over the whole area. They form a perfect foundation upon which to place the lower construction beams. The construction beams are now laid evenly over the whole area, at right angles to the concrete slabs. Make sure there's no contact between the beams and the soil. First, lay the start and finish beams. They are laid in pairs to correspond with the special material properties of the floorboards. The overlap of the floorboards at the end should be no more than 5 centimeters. The distance between all other beams should be no more than 50 centimeters. If you intend to use joints, please make sure the subconstruction is laid in pairs at these points. The distance from the beams to any fixed construction elements must be 1 centimeter. Megawood rubber pads can be used as spacers. Once the beams have been laid out over the surface, they can be adjusted with the help of the rubber pads. These come in 3 different sizes, so that any deviation can be corrected without a problem. The spaces in the subconstruction should not be filled in, as they're needed to allow the exchange of warm and cold air. Good ventilation prevents the formation of damp patches. Once all the beams have been aligned, they can be connected to the concrete slabs. First, drill through the beams. Create a countersink hole. And then drill into the concrete and affix using screws. This procedure applies to all the beams around the edge of the terrace, to fix down the whole construction, and also for all the beam joints. Please ensure that the space between the ends is maintained. To prevent the floorboards from slipping and moving prior to final fixing, self-adhesive securing tape should be applied to one of the middle beams of the terrace surface, and the beams must also be anchored to the concrete slabs. Apply more securing tape when laying floorboards end to end. And finally, don't forget to remove the spacers. Don't remove the plastic wrapping around the floorboards until shortly before fitting. Take note of the stickers that identify the direction in which the floorboards should be laid. You'll also find this information along the grooves of each floorboard. Slight colour deviations and nuances are intentional and underscore the natural wood look. So make sure that the floorboards are mixed up before being laid. In preparation for the first floorboard, position the edge clamps flush with the end of the construction beams. Pre-drill 3mm, but don't tighten the screws, so that the first board is easier to position. The Megawood aluminium profile, including foam, serves as an edging strip. To make subsequent installation easier, temporarily push a board into the end. Now attach the securing clamps. Here too, we pre-drill 3mm, put the screws in loosely, initially at the beginning and end of the board. Check the position of the floorboard with the ruler and position the rest of the clamps, and again by pre-drilling and attaching loosely. The overlap of the floorboards at the ends must not exceed 5 cm. However, any final trimming isn't carried out until later. When cutting floorboards for joints, the edges should be lightly chamfered to ensure a clean transition. A securing clamp can be used as a spacer for joints. That creates a gap of 7mm. After 3 or 4 rows of floorboards, the rows have to be fixed firmly. To do this, activate your drill's anti-slip mode. By doing so, you prevent the screw heads being damaged or ground off when tightening up the clamps. Now you can also cut the floorboards near to any fixed structures to within a distance of 2 cm and lightly chamfer the front edges. Do the same for all the overlapping floorboards at the edge of the deck. A smooth-edged board is positioned as the final profile, fixed to the substructure. The board should be screwed to the beams at least every 50 cm. Here too, first pre-drill and then screw. The Megawood spacers are positioned at right angles to the board, between the smoothed edge profile and the construction, thus creating a flex groove and a clean shadow line to finish off the construction. So now you've completed your creation. Enjoy it. We hope you get the most out of your new Megawood deck.